thank you. Thank you. Now I want you to all sit back and relax because you're in for a very exciting evening. I'm gonna sing. I know so many great songs, I can never decide which one to open with. Let me tell you something about an opening song. The important thing is to choose the right one. If you start with the right song, you got a great opening. And when you're on the stage, all you need is a great opening and a great finish. Sometimes my opening is so great, people think it's my finish. Sometimes it is. At parties, I used to announce I was going to sing a song, and all of our guests would gather around the piano and make a ring around the piano. Yet somehow I'd always managed to fight my way through that ring and sing anyway. I love to sing and I love to drink martinis. Most people would rather listen to me drink martinis. It only takes one drink to get me drunk. Trouble is, I can never remember it's the 13th or the 14th. Good night, little girl, good night. I hope you get home all right. The martinis were fine, your kisses divine, but I really thought by midnight you'd be mine. I was wrong, little girl, I was wrong. Run along, little girl, run along. If I couldn't win you with all the gin that's in you, good night, that's a good song. I love to sing, I've always loved to sing. I remember the day I was born. The doctor kept slapping me, but I kept on singing anyway. Finally, he threw me into an incubator and turned the heat off. It's a good thing I was smoking a cigar or I would have froze to death. I've been in show business practically all my life. I've done everything. I played the front of a horse, I played the back end of a horse. I did a roller skating act. I was a singer, a dancer, a straight man. I don't consider myself to be a comic. You see, comics tell jokes. I don't tell jokes, I tell stories. But if you must have a joke, here's a joke for you. Two psychiatrists run into each other on the street. One of them says, "You're fine, how am I?" You know, people are always asking me the question, "George, is it true you go out with young girls?" Look, I dated young girls when I was 18. I liked them then, why shouldn't I like them now? I don't always go out with young girls. Sometimes I stay home with them. Look, I would date women my age, but there are no women my age. So I start with all these pretty kids. But when a young girl goes out with me, she's got a lot to look forward to. After all, I've been warming up for 64 years. Now here's a couple of songs. These are not opening songs, but they're good songs. These songs are about 80 years old. They were written by a piano player. They called him the Candy Kid. He worked in a house of ill repute in San Francisco on the Barbary Coast. And every night after the girls got off work, they would come down to the parlor and he would play these songs to them. And the only people who knew these songs were the girls who worked there. My sister Goldie taught them to me. Now this first song is a very sad song, so if you start to cry, try to keep it down. I wouldn't want you to miss the lyrics. A sweet young girl was jilted by her husband. He left and then he went his merry way. With tearful eyes she wrote this final letter, in which her broken heart had this to say: I'm sending back each present that you gave me. I'm returning all the letters that you wrote, all the sweet mementos that we cherished, the locket that I wore around my throat. Enclosed you'll find the mortgage to the house, dear, that I've been fair, you must admit is true. The only thing I'm keeping is the baby. That's the only thing I didn't get from you. Isn't that sad? I do want to clear one thing up. My sister Goldie did not work in a house of ill repute. She owned it. Anyway, I kept changing my names and partners until I was 27. And by then I was playing some pretty good theaters. And people began to realize I had a really big talent. And they were right, and we were married for 38 years.